guys, welcome to Ask the Dropouts.
Damn, you just went right into it.
Definitely. Today in our December version of Ask the Dropouts. I'm sure you guys have noticed what's been going on, but before all of that, hi, I'm Joey Min, the creative head of Art School Dropouts, and with me is Stephanie Pham, and yeah, she's business, everything else. Like I said, guys, if you guys been watching our channel this month, you guys know what's been happening, right?
Yes. I hope so.
It's the holidays.
It's the holidays. But if not, you guys could go check out our short film that was released last week.
Actually, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Last week was the behind the scenes.
Oh, shoot, yeah. So check it out. If you guys like it, I mean, feel free to leave in the comments below. It's actually pretty awesome because Nathan, who is our lead actor in the project, he really hasn't done anything like this before, and I think he did an amazing job.
Yeah, definitely. He's a first timer doing fight scenes, especially doing something like what we're doing, because obviously what we do is definitely not how Hollywood does it. Obviously they have their own methods, and we only know what we know, right? But he was pretty cool with it. Actually, reached out to us, and he's just like, hey, yeah, I have a project. Love for you guys to do it, and just let us just run the show for a little bit.
Pretty much.
And it was pretty good. So, and that's the thing. And of course, our special guest today is Nathan Porter himself.
Yep.
Right? Just to make it short, we're going to go right into our interview with Nathan Porter. Whoa, but before the interview, help us pay the bills, right? So gonna be honest with you guys, but yeah, if you guys like what we do here on Art School Dropouts on our channel, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing our videos to the people that you think would love it, because the algorithm really gets us those ads so we can pay our bills. That's one of them. How else can people help us pay our bills?
God. You guys could check out our Patreon page of patreon.com/artschool-dropouts. If you guys don't know what Patreon is, it is a monthly subscription-based platform where you guys could support creatives like us and basically donate a monetary amount every month and take advantage of perks that we have to offer, like D&D nights, movie nights, behind the scenes, access to scripts and previses and all kinds of content on our Patreon page. So you guys
Stuff you can only see there.
Yeah, stuff you can only see there. So if you guys are interested, check out our Patreon. And then another way is our Fractured Atlas.
Yes. Go on there. Let them know.
So if you guys don't know, we are fiscally sponsored. So that means that all donations that we get is tax deductible for you guys. So because it is coming to the end of 2022, and that means the start of tax season is upon us. So if you guys are trying to, get some tax deductible donations and you get tax write-offs. So check out our Fractured Atlas page and make a donation to us.
Right. If there's anything else, if you guys want to support us and you guys do like what we do have our merch that you guys could literally just shrink this video and click to the top left. There's a tab that says store, and just check out. We have all of our designs there. I'm trying to bring back old designs to our new store here on the Teespring that works well with YouTube here. But check it out. There's some really cool stuff.
What else?
What else besides that? Actually, this is a good month to actually promote it.
Yes.
So guys, because we have Nathan Porter doing all of these stuff, this is the first time he did this, right? And we were showing him how we, Art School Dropouts, do our action filmmaking. So it's not, it's definitely not the way that Hollywood does it. It's not something that you guys, will learn. This is the way that we do it. So if you guys like the way that we've been doing stuff here on Art School Dropouts, and you guys are also filmmakers, you guys, do I show my face or something?
I don't know. I'm just being supportive.
Okay, because I feel like
very tentative, you were with me.
Thank you. So if you guys want to learn the way that we do our action filmmaking, please check out asdofightscenes.com. Or just go to our website, artschooldropouts.com. There will be links there to show you all the tutorials that we have. And we have a lot, actually, now. So when we first started, it was just like, oh yeah, how to fucking do fight scene, blah blah blah, right? Like shooting, editing, execution, whatever. But
That's a
now,
lot of information for just that
yeah,
one. I'm just saying.
that's
What the
true.
heck?
But now we have a lot more because you could use all of our short films as reference materials or all of the scripts,
Everything
the
is
previous
organized. We have a
storyboards.
backlog of content for you guys to
Right.
see in our bonus section, and we do update it with
Yeah.
I mean, Nathan's project. The previs will actually be. Well,
Yeah, so
it
it's
should already be up actually at this point.
So it's not just action in a vacuum. It really is like, we are trying to show like the full filmmaking part of, action cinema. I mean, obviously, stunts and everything. I think you guys should go out and find a stunt school
Find
or
professionals
teach
to
you.
like learn from.
What we really want to teach is like how to capture it on film, how to put it together, how to edit it, and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Cool. So now let's go to the interview. Hey guys, welcome to Ask the Dropouts, and this month our guest here is Mr. Nathan Porter himself, Mr. Rumble Riot that we work with. And say what's up with everybody, man.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Good to see everybody. Kind of.
Right? Like so this was like just getting right into it, right? Like if you could you just introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Nathan Porter. I'm a professional martial artist. I run martial arts schools, and I do a little bit of acting and stunt work on the side. And yeah, we rock and roll from there. It's been a pleasure. We've got a great group with us, and yeah, I'm just happy.
That's a pretty good intro right there, man. But yeah, so I mean, like knowing that yeah, like so doing this, like becoming like, being a professional martial artist, and it's kind of funny how a lot of us martial artists, we kind of wanted, like most of us kind of want to do movies. Have you noticed that? Like a lot of people like doing action stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's that big piece of growing up and just kind of really seeing what you can do. And I mean, what's the ultimate goal? What brought you into the martial arts? And you find those role models that bring you into the class, but where's that inspiration drawing from? And we're in a media world, so the books, I mean, maybe now comic books, now that's kind of there too. But yeah, when you're kind of putting yourself out there in that kind of how close to a superhero can you be, kind of deal, and yeah, it's a really fun trip, and putting it all together, working with good people, that's really what it's about. And when you put martial arts together, there's techniques exchanging, ideas exchanging. It's always a wonderful experience.
But that's really cool. I mean, so well, with that in mind, right? Like after, what did get you into, besides saying all of that, but what for you specifically, what got you into, doing movies and acting and whatnot?
Oh, movies and acting.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a funny story. So I opened up my first martial arts school at 20 years old, right? So it's been running schools for a long time now.
Wow.
And yeah, 22 years now in running schools. So it's not just training martial arts for 20 years. It's been running martial art businesses for 20 years. It's it's very different. But and I'm teaching and doing my thing. I opened up one of my studios, and just doing my thing. I see an ad on, I think, like Facebook or something, and it's an open. This was before events, right? It was just like a little post up there, and it's like, attention martial artists, dancers, hip hop. Come over here, and we're gonna have like a gathering in the field. It's summertime. I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be great. Grab some business cards. I'm gonna recruit. Maybe you do some capoeira, some karate demos, whatever I'm doing, some flip kicks. And so I grab a stack of business cards and I go down, and turns out it's for like a casting call for some shoe commercial, right? Like Puma or whatever it is.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm driving. Yeah, so I'm driving. I'm like, what is going on? I pull up. Nobody's outside. It's just this giant line of people. And I'm like, what is going on? And I have no idea. I'm glad I didn't show up in my, karate gi and black belt and things, right? But so, I bump into one of my students is actually there doing camera work. And he's like, Nate, is that you? Like, yeah, man, well, what is this? He's like, oh, yeah, this is a shoe commercial. They're looking for athletes. Da, da, da. I'm like, all right, well, what do you want to see? What should I do? They're like, just do anything. And there's like, nobody's flipped off the wall yet. So I just ran up and did a flip off the wall and whatever I thought looked good for camera. And, they're like, wow, okay, great. Next. And there you go, whatever. I didn't get any callbacks or anything, but about a week later, all of a sudden I get this call to like, hey, is this Nathan? Yeah, we've been looking for you. You have the perfect look to be in this movie. We want you in Detroit, and it's going to be this big thing. Not go to actual Detroit. They were filming this this stand-up for this movie. So I'm like, yeah, sure, and so all of a sudden they put me in as what was I? I was on the just featured background. I'm sitting in the courtroom, and there's Jim from The Office, and then there's and then there's one of the leads from Star Wars, and just like a whole bunch of A-listers. And I'm sitting down, like looking at these people, just like, oh wow, what am I doing here? And they're like, oh yeah, we want you to come back. You're going to be a soldier this time, this and that. So they grabbed me for like 3 different things in this project. Right? They put me as a news reporter, because like, yeah, we couldn't quite see you, so now we're going to make you a reporter now. And they shoved me right in front of another principal and all this other stuff. And I was like, all right, wow, this is really fun. Thank you very much.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so here I am in my first movie, and I've got 3 different roles. They have me everything from running next to a tank as a soldier, but all 3 of those scenes, I'm in the movie, which is great. Usually that doesn't really happen as much. Mm-hmm. And then like a week goes by, and I'm like, all right, well, that was kind of fun and whatever it is. And then I get another call, and they're like, hey, we're doing another period piece. We really like your look. We want you to be in this Chappaquiddick movie, the Ted Kennedy film that they did around here. And I'm like, all right, great. So, and I go up, you go to wardrobe, right? And they dress you for the part, and they go, hey, you're the perfect build for this principal's suit. We had this extra principal's outfit. We want you to wear it, and you're going to look like a lead. I'm like, yeah, sure. So got this spiffy, suit, and I'm like, all right, wow, this is going to be great. And then they just bury me so far in the back that I can't even see what's going on, right? It's this beautiful courthouse, and I'll be lucky if my shoe is kind of like in it. So I'm like, oh, this isn't nearly as cool, And so I did what extras shouldn't do, right? I just go, you know what? I'm just going to leave my little area, and I'm just going to start walking around. So I just start walking around the courthouse. And I'm just sightseeing. I've got my like pretend newspaper in my hand that I'm supposed to be wherever. And I open up the door, and I look right in the room where all the directors and all the cameras and all the everyone is looking and watching. And then I'm just kind of looking in there, and I hear a little voice, and it goes, "Hi, Sensei Nathan." And I look over, and there's 2 of my students just hanging out at the table in the back. They must be, related to the producers or whatnot at some point in one level. And I'm like, oh, hey guys, how's it going? So I sit down next to them. I'm collecting some high fives and just having fun, And I was like, well, I got to go back to my mark and pretend I'm reading a newspaper. See you later, guys, and then I leave. And then, I go back to my spot. And now the other people on the set are like, hey, where did you go? Was it bathroom or something? What did you leave? You're not supposed to leave. And I was like, oh, all right. And then sure enough, all of a sudden, one of the people come over, and they're like, yeah, you come with me. And then they pull me, and they put me right in the main area, right next to the lead, the guy from the new Terminator movie. I forget his name now, but so now I'm right next to him as he's playing Ted Kennedy and reading his thing, and I'm stopping on marks and looking and giving all these reactions and things, and then of course all that gets cut. But I got a lot of good experience. Right?
Yeah, A for initiative, F for following directions. There.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of fell into it. I never really thought about doing film work. A little bit of stunt work. That's a big thing. Like, oh, I can kick and strike. I mean, my martial art accolades are really good. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of one of those things where I spend a lot of time teaching over actually projecting in that manner. It's a whole different forum. But yeah, I've just been getting constant work on my off time, and very flexible with it. I went from just I'm in the Screen Actors Guild, and they give me consistent work and whatever I want to do. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool, but it's for the kids,
Yeah, right.
It's one of those big things. Like, it sounds really great, but it's really just kind of another thing to just kind of I don't know, add to your wheelhouse, and then you bring it back to the kids and make it exciting, tell some stories and such. But it's really
Right.
that's
Well,
kind of
like
what it's.
actually, that's a thing too, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure, like because of what we did, remember, for the people that have watched it on our channel, yeah. So if you guys haven't seen it, please check it out. It's on our channel. That's the whole month's about, right? The thing is, like, how that style of like, I guess, fight scene or action film, like very
Mm,
martial artsy, you don't
mm,
really see that anymore,
right.
right?
Yeah.
And most stunt work now is really, I mean, I guess a lot of the, like, superhero characters, they're already super, so they don't have to learn how to be super. So none of them
Mm.
really do martial arts and stuff. So, like, yeah, like, how do you, like, why did you want to do Rumble Riot? Why do you want to throw it back to like the 90s and, like that style of action film?
Well, I mean, to me, that's when I started to really kind of piece things together. Where Jackie Chan is in the States and he's doing his films now. And that just kind of really hit home. I like the energy and the feel. I wanted to have. To me, that's a classic feel, and I love the older movies and generations as well. But being a child of the '80s, now I'm sitting there. I'm looking at the '90s, and I'm like, oh, all right, that's when I actually understand movies a little bit more, and the action behind it. I can see what he's kind of doing, and that's why I really kind of appreciate that feel.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that style where, granted you don't see it as much now, but it adds another element to it, and it's
Right,
uh
right.
it's kind of the difference. You see the CGI, and then you see the actual props,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same thing in martial arts. When you look at martial artists watching these films, and the wire work and everything, some of it is beautiful, and
Right,
then others are just kind of like, yeah, okay, I see what they're doing, but
right, right.
really kind of you can showcase you want to have that expression, and
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing martial arts, whether it's traditional martial arts or open, you know, well, actually, I shouldn't say this, but a lot of martial arts has forms, or you have a routine that you would practice, and yeah, it's about the technique. But on another level, there's a lot of emotion that can be put forward. So it's not just about attacking and defending certain people, but when you have the do arts, do means kind of the way, karate do, taekwondo, judo, and that's kind of internalized, right? So now you're kind of working through yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the big shifts in the martial art community. When it comes out in your forms, now you have that emotional drive that you can kind of put forward or try to contain, and that's that works really well with film when approached the right way and the right amount of
Mm-hmm.
talent. This was my first kind of major. Hey, let's put it out there, and it's kind of the Sensei Nathan show, and I mean, obviously, just being kind of the main guy. But I'm so thankful for all of the leads. They all did an amazing job, and we could really put something forward because everyone is just talented. And when
Right.
you put all that talent together, all of a sudden, wow, there's no egos, nobody is
Mm-hmm.
clashing. We're gonna do this. We're gonna No, it's a passion project where we're all coming forward. And that's really what drew me to Art School Dropouts. I mean, I've been a fan. Yeah, I've been a fan for years, and
Oh,
and
wow.
I
Okay. Thank
yeah,
you.
of course. I mean, I don't mean to plug you too much on your own thing, but the big piece is, I noticed some of my buddies have been working with you in the past, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's so cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to and just see what happens, and just kind of be a fan for a little while, and just, hey, this is so cool. Would you be interested in like putting a little something together? And it grew into something really special, and I'm
Yeah.
very thankful for it. And Joey, you're the whole crew. There's just so much talent there.
Yeah.
It's really amazing, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh,
And
no problem. I think that's like, thank you so much, right? And I guess I wanted to, yeah, I guess that was one of the questions I wanted to ask is like how you got to know us. But I mean, apparently, like, thank you so much for being a fan. But yeah, like, I agree with you with the whole martial arts thing, right? It's like, I think, what I wanted to say was that, like superhero films, it's fun to watch superhero films because they're like superheroes, right? But I think
mm-hmm.
like the appeal of Jackie Chan, it was like he was just like he was a normal person with like a skill set that anyone could kind of learn, right? And sure,
Mm.
he put his whole entire life into it, and whatnot. But it's like the thing with martial arts. It feels like I think at least growing up with it, like when you see stuff like that, it feels like a superpower, right? And
Yeah.
then so yeah, I definitely get it. But like, so well, okay, now let's talk about you working on Rumble Ride. Like, so like,
Sure.
did you feel like was it an easy transition when doing the martial arts into like screen fighting, because it's definitely film fighting and fighting on screen, like it's definitely a different martial art, right? Than
Mhm.
normal. So how did you feel about that? Like when it comes to like fight scenes and whatnot?
It was it was interesting. It's different. Like I've done a little bit of choreography for, extras in the background on some projects and things. Nothing too wild and crazy. Um, but looking for what the director's view would be,
Mm-hmm.
and lining things up, that took a little bit of work. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not just about the levels of control. That seems to be, as far as being an instructor working with students, it's gauging the level of control that you really want to see. So my initial thought was, well, my training has given me really good control. Stop right in front of the nose, don't blast your partner. A lot of people can't do that. And controlling where you put that power,
Mm-hmm.
that's a high skill. And because then you can put it in front of them, you can put it through them if you wanted to,
Yeah.
right? uh, but I think after a small adjustment of understanding what to do, I mean, I've got a little bit of a mnemonic memory for certain aspects anyway, but it was, I mean, what was it like working with me? And I know you and we were talking a while back, the first impression, because, we didn't meet ahead of time. We kind of
Yeah.
got right into it, and we had the
Yeah.
gist of what we were going to do, but we did a little bit of working.
Mm.
And I thought once I understood the pacing and where the
Mm-hmm.
angles should be, boom, it just,
Right.
okay, ended. But I remember that first day, and you're kind of like, yeah, keep working away. And
it
seemed a
it
little,
was definitely okay. So for everyone to know, and I please too, like like I think last week when this video comes out, last week was there's a behind the scenes, and I get to show you like the progression of like we had 3 days, and like we everybody got in before the first day of shooting, and it was you and our our main guy Kage here, and just
Mhm.
trying to because wanted to show you the version of how we do fight scenes, because obviously the way that we do fight scenes isn't the way that like say Hollywood does fight scenes or other people, like everybody kind of has their own style, right? So I think trying to like just trying to explain how fight scenes for film is a little bit different, where you put your power, because it's not combative, right? It has to look combative for the camera, but it really isn't, because sometimes depending where the camera is, you throw a punch in a weird way just so the camera can see it, but it's not really correct because you would break your fist if you hit something, but something like that, right? And I think the first time trying to work with that first day, like, hey, this is the safety part, this is where it is, like you have to throw your punches and kicks a little farther than usual because I want it to be seen on camera and stuff like that. And the first day was kind of, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be terrible, but then literally within like an hour, you like understood what I'm saying in terms of like, hey, it's like, think of it like mid training and you're just hitting here, you know. And after that, you picked it up. Like honestly, I was honestly surprised, because like for everybody watching this, we really didn't see each other. I researched his movements with videos I saw online, and I was like, and I made my choreography based on what I
Not a
yeah.
lot of me out there too. That's funny.
There's not, so that was it, and I think you did it pretty well, right? Well, I mean,
Thanks.
okay, so because of that, how did you feel working? Do you feel like the way that we work, or at least how I explain the fight scene wise, like, do you think it's more like, as a martial artist, did you understand that better, or do you feel like it probably hinders you, or what do you think, like, in terms of film fighting?
I think it really depends on the level of the practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
If you take someone who's high level, like ballet, right? They're a professional dancer in balletic movements for years and years, right? that's something really, really important. And then you take a dancer, right? And the dancer does a whole bunch of different things. It's going to be an interesting play because you'll see the dancer, whatever music you put on, will be able to dance and do whatever it is. Will not be able to do the high level perspective of the ballerina. Their art is just there, right?
Right.
I wonder what a lot of people don't realize is that high level ballerina at that elite level will be able to do the same thing as the other dancer. The musical tone and the love of the art, whatever station you put on, if they wanted to, they should be able to do whatever dance that they would like. They're going to have that moment because, whatever it is. So you're taking that high level practitioner, and because of the mastery in one skill, it should roll into the other skills as well. I think that the same idea really works for the elite level martial artist. If you have someone with the appreciation and skill level, no matter what the genre, the martial artist should be able to adapt to some level where the experience comes through. So in that respect, I would say that it was a pretty smooth transition once I understood it. You take martial arts and you switch off the language, and it's the martial motions that we communicate through.
Yeah.
And and there's something beautiful there. Whatever the country of origin, martial arts, you want to learn together, and you do it through body language. And there's something about that. So there's an appreciation. You don't want to you have an appreciation of learning, and it rolls through with whatever you want, and that's where you become an amazing practitioner in whatever you do, just because the love comes forward and the experience. Right. So with the screen fighting, yeah, same thing. It's like, oh, all right, yeah, I can punch here, I can punch there, I can, all the training, just whatever it is, it's something. Once you understand the piece of it, it's there, and maybe that's just going in with an open mind, no preconceived notions, seeing turning in the black belt and putting on a white belt again. I'm just, and let my body from the black belt training just kick in, but there's my open mind. I've emptied up, or however you want to describe it, and yeah, it just kind of flows forward.
Right.
And
because like I said, I think film fighting is definitely like a different form of martial arts. Obviously, it doesn't work in this in this universe, this reality. But once we're in the film world, then so those movements get extrapolated. And, as long that's why for me, I really like watching martial artists fight on screen. I think there's a different feeling, and you can see how trained someone is in martial arts. A lot of movies now, when you see bad guys and they're throwing their punches, you can see it's just it's the choreography is okay. I guess what I always said is that when I like the way that I choreograph fight scenes, I want to see masters fight each other, right? Or even because even in Jackie Chan movies, all of his bad guys are incredibly ridiculously amazing, right? And all of them against Jackie Chan, it's any those bad guys would take on any hero in any other movie, and the heroes would fall, right? So that's what I guess I want to see. It's I think there's a different feeling when it comes to an action film when everyone seems trained, because it feels like the action scenes is a little more these characters aren't stupid. They're not just brawling idiots. They're not just throwing big haymakers and falling over their own feet, or somehow they're trading punches or something, somebody throws a big hook, then the other person drops their guard and they get hooked. It's silly, right? So yeah, that's why I really like the way old martial arts is, I guess traditional martial arts portrayed in action scenes. And it's also, I think what you're saying, it's the love for the, it got, I know a lot of people that got into it when they were younger because they saw something like that where, again, Jackie Chan films, no one really dies. It's it's kind of a cartoon. It's comical. Someone gets in the face, they rub it off, and it makes you want to learn martial arts for the good parts of it, and not just for the warfare, right?
Yeah, exactly right. And then you hear stories of the older movies, right? And we're going back to oh boy, like they just Shaw Brothers, early Jackie Chan-esque, the
Yes.
the uh, the Wu-Tang collections and all those fun things.
Yes.
But they would just have these guys, these trained masters, just going at it for hours, and then just all right, this looks pretty good, and let's do this and that. But and then you flash forward to what we have today. I think that Jackie Chan was really kind of his system, his style of fighting there for film really kind of bridged that,
Oh
where
yeah.
you get that kind of feel, and that's what I think we need more of. I think we need more of just bridging these gaps as far as training goes, where we can find these happy mediums in everything that we
Right.
do. We're just changing the music.
But
That's
I
it.
feel like that's gonna be hard now because like that's like two skill sets for like these stars to come up, being able to not only act but to do action because it took a while for Jackie Chan to really show his acting side, right? Like it's only like after his physical prime, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
leads into the next question: what is the future for Mr. Nathan Porter after
Oh my
Rumble
God.
Riot working with us? Like what's going on?
Well, okay. So we have let's see. So my school, it's called Rising Storm Training Academy, and currently we have 3 Rising Storm dojo. That's I oversee, and I have some amazing instructors in there, and it's a wonderful thing. We have a 4th one coming together, and right now, uh, one of my instructors, we're lining up tours for the U.S. So I might do a little bit of a touring and just kind of showcase some martial arts and some seminars and trick kicks and things. So that's gonna be pretty wild and fun. So
Nice.
that's what I'm shooting for 2023, and that's on one piece. And then we also have another studio coming together, so we're gonna jump up to 4.
Wow.
But as far as Rumble Riot goes and all of these fun projects, I'm thinking over the summer. Well, okay, so there's 2 pieces to Rumble Riot that's happening. Okay,
Mhm.
and one, we're releasing Rumble Riot, the little handbook, the book that goes along with it. So it's going to explore a little bit of what happens before the film and a little bit of an epilogue of what happens afterwards. It's going to expand on the characters. So, like you said, we have such amazing talent. It's cool to get a little backstory about them too. That we sadly just didn't get a chance to film. So that's going to be great. But it's going to open up Rumble Riot 2 and Rumble
Oh shit.
Riot. Now we're gonna have another one, and then what we can do is with that Rumble Riot the sequel, it's gonna be bigger and better, right? We did this in 3 days. Maybe this will be a week, and
Right.
then all of a sudden we have enough for a longer small feature that can be blasted out and some other
Right.
things. We can either have a 2-pack or we can kind of merge the two in some way. But
I get you. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
we're
if
gonna
like technically 40 minutes is a feature film, apparently. So I did not know that.
there we go. And I think we might maybe throw it in some film festivals and things, and it'll be a lot of fun. And but yeah, that's just it. Work with good people. It's a little working vacation, right? But the beauty of acting and stepping into things like this, you get to kind of escape yourself to a point, right? You
Mhm.
world build, and when you're very active, when you're very busy, and you're just kind of like, all right, let me just kind of put myself somewhere else, and you can do that. You can do that mentally if you can't do it physically. So it's really nice to kind of separate, and
Yeah.
it allows you to stay young. It allows you to kind of keep a flexible mind.
Yes.
It's I'm just very thankful for it. I think that a lot of people, we get so kind of locked into our modes. It's not for everybody. Sure, martial arts. Oh, I can't do what I could when I was 19, so I'm not even going to bother. But
Oh
it's
yeah.
you gotta start somewhere, and
I wish I was like doing what I'm doing now when I was 19, like at this level. Jesus, man.
yeah, right. Imagine, oh man.
Well, okay. Well, to like leave us off, like can Mister Nathan, Sensei Nathan here, give us like some? What are your thoughts? And just give us something to leave off of. Like
All right,
our
so
watchers with now.
my thoughts on a Rumble Riot,
Or I
or
mean, just like like say we're ending a class or like the big seminar we just had, like Sensei Nathan here, just like close out our seminar here. Let's some parting words.
Parting words. Okay, parting words to the audience here. I would just say that it's always tricky when your hobby becomes a career. And because of that, we hold ourselves back in a lot of ways. We cheapen ourselves. We don't want to try something new. I'm not gonna try to draw something because I know it's gonna look crappy. And you ever hear that saying, dance like no one's watching, yes. Something like that. There's like what, 2 dancing references right there. My goodness. But there really should be another line, right? And it should be dance like no one's watching, but everyone is cheering you on. Because when you are around everybody, they're going to be cheering for you. The haters are going to hate no matter what, right? You're going to get people that try to knock you down. I've been review bombed on my business by other martial art, mm-hmm. business associates. You pay attention to the ones that don't clap, and it really that tells you on a personal level what's going on, mm-hmm. where the egos are and things, right? But yeah, if you get out there to do something, people want to see you. Nobody really wants to watch you fail. I mean, it's funny when you don't know, but you gotta think that they're trying to be there for you, because when you are around other success in whatever field it is, there's an appreciation. They know what it takes, and you can't let that hold you back. The what ifs, the problems, and just kind of put it out there and just assume people do have your back, and it's amazing what happens. This audience, your supporters, they have you, and sometimes being self-employed, it's hard to ask for help. It's hard to be, I'm probably, I'm not in your experience levels and everything else. And, you're amazing at what you do, but I'm sure that when it comes down to you, delegating is so hard. Of course, there's that. You have an amazing team, but asking for support and help, because you don't want to overreach. You don't want people to think the wrong way. But, it's the holiday season. I hope that people kind of realize, like, even if it's just virtual, it's through a screen, we're people. And it really just means a lot. The thank you, the comments, the likes, donations. I'm sure you have, you have your supporters, so they're on that platform there. But, it really means a lot. And I'm sure you get the ones that joke around with you and things, but, I'm sure it's mostly positive. They're there for you. So I'd say I know it's hard, but, it's finding that balance of asking for help the right way or getting that support, So remember, everyone's cheering you on, no matter whatever it is. That's my parting word.
That's a good message. I think that is definitely something people need to hear. Yeah, like I know when everybody is focusing on people watching them fail, they forget about all the people that want them to succeed, right? So the good message. So thank you again, Mr. Nathan Porter. Is there, like, just leaving off, do you have where can people reach you?
Oh yeah. So you can find me, you can email me through, risingstormkarate.com. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm trying to have more of a presence. I think I posted the Rumble Riot poster up there. Yeah. I'm not on there often. I mean, I'll get the little notifications, but I got to get more on it. Right now it's still probably Facebook, but yeah, just throw an email out if you're a school owner or anything, or you're looking at projects, feel free to reach out. I'll easily give my input or help if I can. It's always good to support and help. You always grow the good. So that's it.
That's awesome. Yeah, guys, I'll have everything on the screen, everything in the description. Thank you again, Mr. Nathan Porter. To everybody, please, if you guys haven't watched Rumble Riot, check it out on our channel. It's actually like one of my favorite projects that I've done recently. It's very art school dropouts. It's very wholesome, you know, it's like very lighthearted. This is kind of like the way that we got to do it, and I'm thinking, like, I want to thank Mr. Nathan Porter for being able to let me just write the story the way that it was and then do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was awesome. It was awesome. All right, guys, thank you again. And I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday when this comes out, you know. And please, hopefully you guys have an awesome new year, and we'll see you in the next video. Feed me.
Well, you handled the interview well.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
That's
You
really
disappeared. You, like, leaned over and I...
good. Yeah, I just kept falling. I don't know what happened, so...
So we're back here now. Nathan's awesome. And, yeah, as you can see, he's hyped for it. You know, obviously... I mean, he might want to do something more.
Maybe.
Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'd love to see where Mr. Nathan Porter goes. But then again, guys, please thank you for watching this month's and this year's art school dropouts shows and Ask the Dropouts and everything. You guys have been very supportive of us. Thank you so much. We really do mean it from the bottom of our hearts. 2023,
though, we have a lot for you guys.
Yeah, I know I've been saying that. I know I've been saying it for like 8 months now. I'm really sorry because I thought I was going to finish the stupid freaking movie / web series by now. It's a lot more work than I thought, but I promise you it's really I really like it. So I mean, I hope so, right?
I like it.
Would I actually say if I didn't
process.
like a fucking movie that we made? Oh yeah, you know, like, but then again, the movie that I don't like fucking won
that belt
in like,
yeah, but you did say that you didn't like it.
Yeah. So you guys will see a vlog of that next year. But anyways, guys, thank you again for everything. Please stay with us. We're gonna keep working at it, and hopefully we entertain you guys more. All right. Bye guys, and happy holidays.